Hello, my name is William Steaman and this is my project cash flow analysis presentation. This cash flow analysis takes place over 2 months, the month of April and the month of May. This is the first time that I have ever tried to track my personal cash flows in this fashion. It is one of the most eye-opening projects that I have ever taken part in. Even after the initial shock of running the analysis on the first month, the second month was even more startling, considered that I was supposedly paying close attention to my cash flows, comings and goings. What I learned as an overarching theme is this. For me to maximize my personal assets, I have to create and implement control measures like those offered by the company Mint to ensure that my liquid assets are not being wasted through negligence or overindulgence, which I believe is a lot of the problem, the way that they have been. Let's begin with May. The total family earnings are my wife's employment and my VA benefits and disability. Outside of my mortgage, which is the highest expense, the number two expense is groceries, which is more than our two car payments. I truly do not have a full understanding of how much money we were spending on our food and restaurants for that matter. After this realization, I decided to cut down on groceries and restaurants, and I really expected to achieve better numbers in the month of May. As you can plainly see, in the month of May, there are a handful of variations from April. The most alarming to me personally is how, even though I was trying to control grocery spending in my budget includes hygiene purchases as well. We actually spent $200 more than we did the month before. At first, I was at a complete loss. Then I saw that we saved money by going to restaurants less, so that kind of evened itself out. This issue with the purchasing of food in our budget prompted me to investigate what was the average food expenditures of a family of five. The USDA states that a moderate food cost plan for a family of four is $239 a week, which is $956, which means that for a family of five, we are actually below average. Then this is pretty much a disturbing revelation. I feel that this is still way too much money to spend on food. I will continue to try to trim the proverbial fat. There are other changes, some of them good and some of them bad. Let's line them up so we can see. What I did here was to line up the 2 months to see where I saved money and where I lost it. The first row being April and the second row being May. In the first major gain in the analysis is an outlier. Some of our utilities are due at certain times of the year and were only calculated into the equation in April. While May's cost was way less, this does not mean that we were more conservative. We just have not been billed for that time period yet. As I stated before, our groceries went up $243, but our restaurant spending went down $271 for a slight gain. Another big loss was we increased our clothing spending, which might be due to seasonal clothing changes. Overall, we did do better the second month. We gained $102 more in our savings than we did the previous month. The top 5 expenses in April were the mortgage, groceries, auto payments, restaurants, and utilities. As you can see, mortgage takes up the most. The top 5 expenses in May were mortgage, groceries, auto payments, credit card payments, and home repairs. The top 5 expenses in any month are 74% of the total expenditures. This really hurts due to the fact that the top 3 of the top 5 are fixed costs, and there won't be or can't be any variable change unless I refinance a mortgage or something of the like. from April to May, I did have goals. One was to cut spending on groceries, and two was to cut spending on restaurants. Though I failed to cut spending on groceries, I did save money on restaurants. Now, these two categories feed into each other, no pun intended. The real task is to be able to cut one without raising the other. This will be a personal goal which I will set for myself as I continue to analyze the cash flows into June and into the future. The lessons that I've learned from this project is that you have to gain and maintain positive control over your personal finances to maximize your personal success. The real difficulty, I believe, stems from setting realistic goals. Realistic goals, unlike the personal goal that I had to cut restaurants out entirely. I believe that the best way is to choose small goals that are achievable. Then you start to whittle away at the waste. If you try to do too much at once, you will lose the ability to properly analyze the realistic trends with real data. If you do it incrementally, I believe you will save time in the long run. There is no doubt in my mind I will definitely continue to run this exercise probably for the rest of my life. Personally, it's extremely addictive. It's almost like the gamification of your finances. Not only will I do this in my personal life, but I will utilize the level of scrutiny through my entire career. Thank you very much.